Hey, happy Tuesday. Um, I figured I'd do something a little different today, and this won't be an everyday thing. But I've got a book here. I dusted off an old one. It's this way: Morning and Evening by Charles Spurgeon. Um, I don't know if you know who Charles Spurgeon is. If you don't, he was a pastor from the 1800s. The way we kind of view Billy Graham as being like, the man of God that when he preaches, you listen. That's kind of how people used to think of him. But instead of being an evangelist that toured around, or not toured around, but traveled around trying to reach as many people as possible, he was the pastor of a church. But he would speak a lot. He published a lot of his sermons, devotions, and he would give speeches, and people would type out his speeches and publish them. So like very well known. Um, like at Stanford, where they have a pretty good seminary school. He still studied a lot. So this one, morning and evening, it's a devotion for each day, and for every day, it has one page for morning and one page for evening. So you're supposed to do two devotions a day. I'm not going to do that because that'd be two videos a day plus whatever else we do, and that seems like a lot. I'm not even really planning to do this every day. I thought it'd just be something neat to try to throw in occasionally, but I can show you. Um, so you got the date, one page is morning, one page is evening. At the top, you have a verse, and then it's just one page of him talking about whatever that day's devotion is. So you can let me know if you like this. If you don't, I could stop. But I figured I'd try to do maybe a couple a week. And whatever time of day I do it, we'll hit morning or evening, I guess. All right, so this one is from Malachi 3, verse 2. It says, "But who may abide the day of his coming? His first coming was without external pomp or show of power, and yet in truth there were few who could abide its testing might. Herod and all Jerusalem were with him were stirred at the news of the wondrous birth. Those who supposed themselves to be waiting for him showed the fallacy of their professions by rejecting him when he came. His life on earth was a winnowing fan, which tried the great heap of religious profession, and few enough could abide the process. But what will his second advent be? What sinner can endure to think of it?" And this part's in quotes. "He shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked." End quote. When in his humiliation he did but say to the soldiers, "I am he," they fell backward. What will the terror of his enemies when he shall be more fully revealed? I skipped a word. What will be the terror of his enemies when he shall more fully reveal himself as the I am? His death shook earth and darkened heaven. What shall be the dreadful splendor of that day in which, as the living Savior, he shall summon the quick and dead before him? Oh, that the terrors of the Lord would persuade men to forsake their sins and kiss the Son, lest he be angry. Though a lamb, he is yet the lion of the tribe of Judah, rending the prey in pieces. And though he breaks not the bruised reed, yet will he break his enemies with a rod of iron, and dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. None of his foes shall bear up before the tempest of his wrath, or hide themselves from the sweeping hell of his indignation. But his beloved blood-washed people look for his appearing with joy, and hope to abide it without fear. To them he sits as a refiner even now, and when he has tried them, they shall come forth as gold. Let us search ourselves this morning and make our calling and election sure, so that the coming of the Lord may cause no dark forebodings in our mind. Oh, for grace to cast away all hypocrisy, and to be found of him sincere and without rebuke in the day of his appearing. That made me think, and I wish I could remember. I don't even remember which book it's in. Was it Paul talking about when that day comes, we shall all be tried as if going through a fire, and all will be burned away except what is right, referring to like all will be burned up but the gold or something. Basically, our righteousness which comes through the Father. I need to find that. It's been a little while since I read that specific part. Anyway, these should be quick. Like I said, it's just a page for each little devotion. But hope you're having a good Tuesday.